Hello, welcome to case study 2. I'm really excited about this one. This is the first time I've run this case study, and I got this idea from a colleague of mine who teaches, sorry, there's cat hair everywhere, um, who teaches up at Wacom, and she and I were having a conversation about how to teach climate change. And we've already gone through the climate change module for this class, and it's really hard. It's a hard topic, right? It's really sad and overwhelming. But she was like, one of the things I really like to do is make my students research different ways that humans are combating climate change. And I loved that because I studied that in my undergraduate, no, my graduate career. I had to do a whole project on climate change combatants. I don't think that's a word, but on combating climate change. And I'll show you what I did. But it was such a cool thing. And then I had to present it to my class, but my class also had to present it to me, and I didn't realize some of the different ways that we were combating climate change. That doesn't make the news. What makes the news is, oh no, the world is ending. Um, but there are some really, really amazing things that humans are doing to combat climate change. So you're going to do a little research into that. Um, and what I want you to do is look at a specific project that is being done, like a very, very constrained, specific topic. And to example that, I have linked this site, which is through Western Washington University, and it's a little story map. So some of the things that some of the professors at Western are doing specifically to combat climate change, or to research climate change so that we can combat it further. And actually, one of my professors, uh, let me find him. I should have had this ready. I apologize. Um, is studying the glaciers up at Mount Baker. And that's Doug Clark. He and Andy Bach. Oh, I didn't realize he was doing that too. Um, but Doug Clark was one of my instructors at Western, and he's delightful, and he does incredible work with glaciers. And so he's studying that retreat. And so you can read about it and sort of learn what this specific story is. But I want you to study specific stories, not like, oh, this general electric vehicles are happening. Cool. But you can be specific, like Tesla is making electric vehicles. Boo, Tesla right now. That was a bad one. Toyota is making really great electric vehicles. I have a hybrid, and I love my hybrid. I have a RAV4. Her name is Polly. She's delightful. One of my favorite topics, so the one that I did was carbon capture. So I'm a geochemist, and one of the you can see that well, unless you're colorblind. I'm sorry if you're colorblind. This is a green rock. It's called peridotite, and within this rock is olivine. It's a mineral called olivine. And they mine it up in the Twin Sisters. And I made best friends with the owner of the mine, because that's my life right now, is I just make best friends everywhere I go. And his name's Corky Smith. And he's been running the mine for like 60 years. This man was, I did not realize he was 86 years old when I met him. And I was like, I thought you were like 65. He was very sprite for an 86-year-old. But he's mining this mineral. He actually doesn't mine it for carbon capture, but we talked about how that was a possibility up there. And this olivine, if you throw it in the water, it has a whole process in which it can capture carbon from the atmosphere. Now, that being said, there was a lot of pros and there were a lot of cons to it too. The actual mining of olivine produces CO2, so capturing it back, like what is the capture versus the emittance? It's a whole thing. But I did a whole project on it. It was really fascinating. But you could find there are specific companies out there who are doing olivine carbon capture, which is really cool. But I want that specific company that's doing it. What are they doing? How are they doing it? Um, so you're going to find that. Oh, I was like, where's the instructions? It's blue. I'm going crazy. And then you're also going to find two other sources. Now, your two other sources can be a little bit more vague. If you choose olivine carbon capture, that first news article or that first story has to be specific to a project, right? Like Doug Clark's work in his glacier. I want that to be specific. But then your two other sources can be, okay, what are other sources saying about Mount Baker's shrinking glaciers? What are other sources saying about olivine carbon capture? They can be more vague, right? And then your first post, you're going to discuss that particular project and what you discovered about that project, and then what else you discovered about that process of climate change combatants. And then your personal take. Do you think that that is going to be a feasible way to help combat climate change or not? And it's okay if not. Back it up with information and data and facts as best you can. But there is going to be some subjectivity as part of this paragraph, essentially. So that's going to be this project, and I'm really excited about it. Similar to the last case study, the other two parts of the discussion are going to be the exact same thing. You're going to ask 3 questions for 3 different peers based on their climate change combating topics, which I'm really excited to read about. I can't wait to see how you sort of challenge those questions respectfully, but also how you ask and learn about these other methods of climate change combating. And then, of course, that third post, similar to the last case study, you'll be answering the questions that your peers asked you. So, I hope this is a really fun one, and I hope it's a little bit lighter than, climate change is destroying the earth and carbon emissions are destroying the. I know it's so infuriating, but there are some really cool things that humans are doing to help combat this. And I really want to focus a little bit more on the positive side of climate change. So, this is case study 2. If you're not sure about a project that's happening, if it's appropriate for this case study, again, send me an email. I'm more than happy to respond with a yes, this is appropriate, or no, I need you to dive into a more specific project. I feel like that might be the hardest part of this case study is finding these specific projects. Hold on, I need you guys to see this. She's pawing at me. Of course, now she's not. She's being dramatic. She's been dramatic all day today. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have fun with this one, and I hope it's a little bit lighter and a little bit bubblier for you. Say goodbye. Yep, there she goes. Rude.